Hello, have you seen Tina? Good guys, that's Chucky.
Got a interesting setup over here because it's like right in the middle of the busy part of the boulevard. I wasn't sure if they were going to block off the street or not, because when I was coming back home this way on the bus, they were still letting cars through.
Hello, have you seen Tina? Good guys, that's Chucky.
Today. Hey, you guys remember Nightmare 5? Can I enjoy it? I got killed by Freddy Krueger.
Moving like cattle through here.
Just a weird day to have it, but I guess he was on like the had no lines or nothing.
No, he said Freddy killed him.
Chinese theater.
Everywhere, and we are so grateful for you and the celebrities. Today is the day we install on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Robert Englund.
There it is.
To kick us off and take us through our ceremony, I'd like to welcome the President and CEO, our own star, Mr. Steve Nissen. Is a friendly, loving crowd, so thank you so much for being here. All right, speaking of our fans around the world, let's give a shout out to them who are watching on our live stream presented by our media partner, Variety. Who is it? Robert Englund! And by the way, without the mask, he doesn't look scary at all. I just say. Now, before we invite our speakers to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. Robert Englund is best known for his iconic portrayal, and look, it just gives me chills to even say the name. It scares me to say the name for his iconic portrayal of Freddy Krueger.
Number one. Woo! Freddy, 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 Freddy.
Okay, but if you ran into Freddy Krueger walking on a dark street, you would not be chanting this. Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Welcome to prime time, baby!
You got it wrong, dude.
All right, calm down. Robert has appeared in more than 80 films, multiple TV series, and countless guest star roles. Born in Glendale, California. Can we hear it from Glendale? Okay, you're not all from Glendale, I know that. But Glendale's a great place. Robert is the son of an aeronautics engineer who helped develop the Lockheed U-2 airplane. And here's something maybe you knew, maybe you find hard to believe, but at 12 years old, Robert was a happy-go-lucky surfer dude who stumbled into his first acting class through a friend, but fell in love with the craft and ended up finishing his education at the U.S. branch of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts at Oakland University in Detroit. After 5, where he portrays Jiminy Cricket. Now that's versatility. Come on, Freddy Krueger and Jiminy Cricket. And will be released on October 26th. Well, that already happened. So it has been released by Elm Street 7 Film 4K UHD collection is also now available from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Now, it's also really important as we honor great celebrities and their wonderful careers. We also want to know what they do in real life and how they help their communities and humanity. So Robert supports this wonderful organization called Scares That Care, which is appropriate. And that organization every year assists sick children. He launched the speaker, Eli Roth.
Awkwardness of the crowd is over there, but we're really playing to the cameras, which, you know, as an actor, certainly speaks to my vanity. We just, you guys just cheer on the side. No, I'll try and mix it up a little bit. What a perfect way to spend Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I'm in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard with horror, and as at the first time we met, I was in the van. I don't know if you remember this. We were riding to the location in Georgia, and there he was, like right next to me, along with another icon in Hollywood royalty, the great Lynn Shay. And the two of them began talking not about horror, but about playwrights. Shakespeare, Pinter, Brecht, characters, the theater, delicious performances they'd seen. Who should win the Oscar this year, and who should have won it in years previous? It was by far the most waiting for Lefty. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a nightmare. That was my nightmare. But it is these experiences that encapsulate a man who truly understands how to find the humanity of the opera Jekyll and Hyde and the Mummy, probably in that order. If you ask any fan around the world today, who are the horror icons, they'll say Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface, Chucky, and now Art the Clown. Probably in that order. Freddy is always first. Always. That is no accident. Freddy Krueger was the first time a killer in a slasher movie spoke. Up until then, slashers were silent assassins, or a breather, avatars for the unstoppable force of death. But Robert made death fun, just so fucking fun, with such classic one-liners as, and join me, welcome to prime time, bitch! Suddenly, we weren't afraid of the monster, we were rooting for him, and that was a turning point, not just in horror, but in cinema itself. Robert told me he had spent so many years buried in the makeup, no one knew who he was. And even I had to admit that at a certain point, he buried himself in that character, so much so that he took the most monstrous figure of our nightmares and turned him into a beloved icon that warmed our hearts. And that is not just the late great Wes Craven, that is not just David Miller and Cave.
Chuck Russell, director of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warrior. Is Rennie Harlan here? No, okay. That was Nightmare on Elm Street 4, but we'll deal with that later. Rachel Talalay. All right, I gotta say, Rachel and I practiced the pronunciation of her name several times. celebrate with him. Thank you all. Our next speaker took on her first professional roles in Francis Ford Coppola's movies, The Outsiders and Rumblefish. Roles in television pilots, commercials, movies of the week, and after-school warriors, and 1994's Wes Craven's New Nightmare. She later served as executive producer on the award-winning Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy. But she's going to wake us up this afternoon. Please welcome Heather Langenkamp.
What a celestial gathering of stars we have here.
Love you!
I first want to mention the stars above us. Wes Craven and John Saxon, who as part of A Nightmare on Elm Street, I know are here on this All Hallows Eve, encouraging and bringing all their best wishes to Robert Barton Englund on this very special day. And then I also want to acknowledge the incredible celestial luminaries of all the cast and crew who are here to celebrate Robert.
Well, let me follow that, Heather. Thank you very much. To say to Robert Englund, welcome to the stage, Robert. Okay.
Robert!
So, so the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is creative brilliance. It also is a real street with real shops like Larry Edmonds' shop, and restaurants and hotels and small retail. And so on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, we'd like to present you with a resolution that was signed off by the city council member who represents this district, Hugo Socha Martinez. So this is a photo op.
Robert! Freddy! Robert! Love you, Robert! Freddy forever! Woo! 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 Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Robert Englund! Freddy! Love you!
So, Robert,
The two of them, James Jeremiah's and Janice Boys. That's a fitting movie to mention on Halloween, and their dreams came true, and today my dream is coming true. So this old broad of a boulevard, which is called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, well, not for my roommates in Hollywood and nor for me. So I just want you to know, no broken dreams here.
Woo! Woo!
I really want to take a second again to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and not just for this great honor, but the fact that they believe in this town, and we brought the Oscars back to this neighborhood, and we're spiffing it up, and also the fact that they celebrate this diverse sense of popular culture, both from the past and present. And when you walk down this street, you can Google some of the names on some of the stars you don't remember. But it's great for me because, you know, I see stars, Dick Whitting Hill, or I see my father's favorite band leader or trumpet player, as well as old variety hosts that I loved and disc jockeys that I cruised to as a teenager, all commemorated here. And that's all that fabric of popular culture that's woven together that I think we all have in common. And I think in these times it's really nice to reflect on what we have in common. Music, jazz, you know, talk show hosts that we remember from our youth. And I just think it's a great thing that the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce does by doing that, and I'm really grateful for being permanently cemented, you know, into American popular culture. Nancy, did you bring the Windex? Listen, I also want to thank all my friends at Warner Brothers Discovery. You know, they have been so supportive and kind during this process. And my old friends at New Line Cinema, Bob, it's so great to see you, and others here today. Sarah, you know, you guys were champions of mine early on, and you know, one of the happy accidents of a career in genre, whether it's science fiction or horror or fantasy films, is to make you an international. There's my Russian poster, which is pretty cool, right, Eli? And that's just a great act to have in one's career, however many acts you get out of it. And I want to thank Eli. You know, I don't know if you guys just realize what a triple, quadruple threat Mr. Roth is, but if you think I'm scary, check him out. It's 1984. Beauty and the Beast, you know, and I think Heather tried to escape Elm Street, and she wound up on American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And then she tried to make another exit, you know, now she's in the world of Stephen King, you know. Always will haunt us, Heather. You know, I also want to say something about Warner Brothers Discovery, you know, that's my favorite lot since 1974, when Richard Gere broke my nose in Blood Brothers. I finally got a great parking place there a couple of years ago doing a game, which tells you how powerful games are. Great friend, and you know, Rhett and I go way back to Roger Corman days together. You know, I said this to Rachel Talalay the other night. The little classic horror film, Trick or Treat.
Yeah!
With the late, great Ozzy Osbourne. And Gene Simmons, who I've worked with several times. But that's a little Hollywood trivia, a little Halloween trivia for all of you. I need to thank my team at Third Hill. You guys have just been terrific. Thank you for all of it, Tony. Thank you for, you know, answering the phone on Sundays. And Gabriella Rice, my late great agent Joe Rice's widow. I wouldn't be here without them. And thank you, Gabriella, for stepping up, you know, after Joe's passing. It really meant a lot to me, you know, because I miss him every day. And he really...
Freddy! Woo! Robert, love you! Woo! 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 Yeah!
All right, that's enough profanity for the day. So, shall we unveil the star?
Woo!
Sounds like
He always lies. I know. He's always saying, I'm gonna get that job because you're not right. It's fine. You'll be fine. Yeah,
You're wrong.
Vehicles for them? That's it. Robert Englund gets a star. See what who's going to be next.